Welcome back to the second part of Boys of Yoga and Women's Health. So, my name's Albert Mordew, and I've got with me Lucy and Sam. And today we're going to be going through a series of yin postures to help to get deep into the hips. So we're going to give you 3 postures that you can do at home. You can either use a mat, or you can use the floor or the carpet. Just take a bit of time to breathe, allow the body to relax. What we're focusing on is rest and restore, yoga R&R. So it really gives you an opportunity just to reflect and sort of go deeper into your body and melt into the postures. And the first posture we're going to do today is child's pose, nice and easy. A great pose to develop the breath. So sitting your bum back towards your heels, you can either take your knees wide or your knees narrow for this. Knees wide is a better way to get into the hips. With your knees narrow, it's more of a release for your lower back. So bring your forehead all the way down to the mat so you're nice and relaxed, and the arms are extended out in front. And this is a great opportunity to really breathe deep into the diaphragm. So as you inhale, think about drawing the diaphragm down and inflating the stomach with the breath. And then as you exhale, just let the breath go and relax. Letting go of all the tension. Really feel yourself just melting down into the mat. So stay present with the pose. So really try and keep the breath flowing, and that way you're not going to drift off into thoughts of what's happened before and what's going to happen in the future, but instead you can just be in the pose and really take your time to feel where you actually are holding on to tension. Feel those places where it feels like energy is trapped, and start to just bring some focus to that place. So I would recommend taking about 3 to 4 minutes in this pose. But today we're just going to skip through to the next one. So coming up to a tall spine, nice and slow, and then sit your hips over to the left side. So your bum goes down onto the mat and extend your legs out in front. So we're going to go a little bit further up the mat today so that we can go back into snail or plow pose. So if you lie down onto your back, as Lucy is here, and then hands alongside the body, we're going to take the feet up towards the ceiling, and then take the legs overhead. Fantastic. So here we've got the hands down on the mat. Now Lucy is a great practitioner, so she's nice and flexible and she's fine in this position. But if you feel like you're uncomfortable here, you can bring your hands to rest on your lower back. Just show that variation for a bit of support here. This gives a little bit of extra support. If your toes are touching the mat behind, then you can keep your legs straight, but otherwise you can just bend your knees and bring them around your ears. So we're going to go for that, which is a bit more of a resting posture, which is what we're looking for, just to allow the lower back to really start to relax and create a bit of separation here between the lumbar spine. So again, in this pose we're looking at about 3 to 4 minutes, but you can take a bit longer in this pose if you want to, just to really sort of melt down. Try and keep the focus on the breath. So if you find that you're here, there's a little restriction in the throat. If it's impeding your breath and you're not getting as much breath as you should be, just come out of it a little bit. So it's very important that you have a nice deep full breath through the whole pose. So to come out from here, we're going to bring the hands down to the mat and use them as brakes to slowly roll out so that each vertebra touches down onto the mat as you come out. Fantastic. Both legs flat along the mat for the next pose. And we're going to bring the right knee in towards the chest and give the knee a little hug. And just this position is a nice release for your lower back, so you can spend a bit of time here. We're going to go straight into the twist. So keeping that left hand on the outside of the knee, we're going to take the right arm out to the side and then bring that left knee across the body. Sorry, right knee to the left side across the body. And look over to the right hand. So we're going for a twist through the whole spine, the neck included here, cervical spine included. So in this position, quite often the knee will touch, but the shoulder might not be down on the ground. That's fine. Just take a bit of time with this, and it's a progressive pose. So during the course of the 3 to 5 minutes that you're going to spend on each side, you'll feel that you get deeper into the pose. So coming out of this, it's very important to make sure that you bring the neck neutral first. So look straight up to the ceiling first, and then bring that knee back to the center and release the right leg out. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So bring the left knee into the chest, give it a little hug, give it a squeeze, take a moment there, and then keep the right hand on the outside edge of the knee. Take the left arm out to the side, look to the left fingertips, and bring that knee across the body. Beautiful, nice. And you can even close your eyes here just to help you to sort of visualize what's going on with the body, where you're feeling that tension, where you're feeling that release, and just melt down with the breath. Again, 3 to 5 minutes here. Try and match what you did on both sides so that you're not spending more in one side than the other. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the guys in this pose to take a bit of time. And just to recap over what we went through today, we had the first pose, child's pose. We had the second pose, which is snail or plow pose. And last was the supine twist. So really the focus is on the lower back, releasing the lower back. And it's a place where a lot of people have a lot of issues. So it's an extremely important place to pay attention to and spend a lot of time in rest and restore. I've been Albert. This is Boys of Yoga for Women's Health. Thanks very much.